I don't think it comes as a surprise to anyone that Lifeline is in a bit of an awkward state in the game right now. There are a lot of things that just don't mesh well with her or are just straight up working against her. She lost her res shield, her ultimate is slow, and most of the time it isn't worth calling in because all you're doing is bringing some unwanted attention. And with all of the smart loot that is coming into the game, she's losing more and more viability as the days go on. So what can Respawn do to counter this and bring some life back into Lifeline? Well, hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8-Second Gaming, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down some potential buffs to Lifeline and go over how Respawn can make her viable in the meta once again. But just quickly, if you guys are looking to improve at Apex, and I mean really improve, you need to check out the GameLeap website right now. Over there we have our top level coaches creating highly in-depth guides and courses all aimed at making you the best Apex player that you can be, and those guides go way more in depth than any YouTube video. So if you guys want to climb to Diamond, Masters, or even Predator, click the link in the description, get yourself a membership, or I'll uncrusty crab your pizza. But now, hopping back into Lifeline, in order to start fixing her, we kind of have to understand why she doesn't fit the meta to begin with. So going over that, a large part of it is the fact that she doesn't really offer a lot to a team. Her kit just doesn't really have anything special or amazing in order to pick her over someone else. Yes, the combat res is nice and that can help in some situations, but it isn't really better than a Gibraltar res because he has the dome to offer more protection after the res is complete so you don't just get instantly knocked after you're up. Then you have her healing drone, and while it does heal very quickly and can help teammates get back into fights faster, I personally don't really think it's that amazing, and I know others think the same way. It just kind of exists and it isn't really something players worry about when in game. I don't think I've ever heard someone say, oh no, he's got a dock drone. And I did slightly touch on the ultimate at the start of the video, so I don't really want to repeat things, but yeah, with all of the smart loot systems coming into the game, there isn't really anything special about Lifeline's ultimate anymore. So with all of her abilities just kind of being boring or somewhat useless or redundant, she doesn't really offer anything special to a team currently, and that's why you don't see much of her as the ranks get higher. So what exactly can be done to fix her? Well, starting off with her passive, obviously people want to see the return of the res shield. It offered a lot of protection and had a way for players to stop it, so it had decent counterplay as well. So why not bring that back? It seems like a no-brainer, right? Well, the legend coming in Season 13, Newcastle, basically has that ability now, so I doubt that they would have two legends with the res shield ability. It just kinda seems pointless in a way. But don't get me wrong here, I am in no way, shape, or form defending Respawn for taking away her ability just to give it to someone else. I thought the shield was fine on her, but you know, what do I know? I'm just a voice on the internet. But okay, she can't have her res shield because Newcastle's getting it. Well, what about her original passive, the faster healing? Lifeline used to heal like 25% faster with her passive. This would lend back some viability to the combat medic persona she's got going on. It's decent and offers her a little bit more offensiveness to her kit. But there is one big shining reason that they won't bring this back, and that's because Respawn is trying to steer clear of fast healing in the game. They want healing to be a moment of weakness for teams and something that you really have to think about and time it in a fight. That's why they took out all the gold items giving faster healing and reworked them, and they even took it off of Gibby's dome as well, so you don't get faster healing in that anymore. And I do know that Respawn could just easily add faster healing back, but they aren't usually the type of company to break that kind of promise. I mean, they have before, but that's a topic for another video. So she can't have her res shield, she can't have faster healing, so it seems like there's only really one thing they can do, and that would make her revive happen faster. Faster reviving is a thing in Apex already, and Respawn's completely fine with it. You res faster in Gibby's bubble and in heat shields. So why can't a medic then have a drone that's designed to heal people, res them faster? That seems like a perfectly viable option. It would work with the combat medic stuff as well, and it would be annoying, but I don't think it would class as overpowered, and it would lend more viability to her reviving people, especially with gold bag. Being able to res her team faster while still being able to fight would be a huge buff for her. But now you may be asking, what about her tactical? I know that I just said that it kind of existed and it wasn't really anything special, but I don't think there's a way to buff it or rework it for her specific kit. If you couple how fast the drone actually does heal with the potential of her being able to res her team faster, the ability for someone to fully heal and then be back in the fight lightning fast is there. And in a game that's as fast paced as Apex, having teammates back to full health and in the fight insanely quickly is a huge asset. That's kind of why they took out the fast healing. So in all honesty, I don't think her tactical actually needs to be reworked or touched at all. With the proper balancing of her other abilities, this could pair really well with her kit. And not every ability on a legend has to be broken. But okay, we talked about her passive, we've talked about her tactical. What about her ultimate? This is by far the biggest thing holding her back currently. The upgrades it gives can be nice when you're struggling, but the risk to reward ratio for calling it in just doesn't seem to be worth it most of the time. So what can be done for this? Well, one buff that I've seen for her pop up from time to time is basically changing her ultimate to a survival pod from Titanfall. This would give Lifeline the ability to bring her teammates back from the dead without needing to use a respawn beacon. And honestly, I thought this was cool when I first read it. It gives her some uniqueness, still playing into the medic factor, and would be an interesting change. But as I thought about it more and more, it started to kind of fall apart. With that, if you're doing your job as a support, your team shouldn't be dying. So if they aren't dying, then you lose the ability to call in the survival pod and you don't have an ultimate. Now don't get me wrong, it would be handy if your team dies, but how often is that happening in a game in order to make this a standalone ultimate and viable? So yeah, it's a cool idea and it would be interesting, but again, not really viable in game and would in reality be kinda useless most of the time. So what could Lifeline's ultimate be then? Well, I kinda got lost and stuck in a loop of thinking about things and then finding holes, but then I saw this picture where it essentially gives Lifeline the flashpoint healing circles as her ultimate. Now I want to lead this off by saying that this isn't 100% viable. There are holes in it as well, and it kind of clashes with stuff like Watson's ultimate, and balancing would be a pain in the butt. But the idea of giving Lifeline another healing ability coupled with an area of effect that is stronger than her tactical kind of sounds like a solid buff. If you were to make her kit all about healing and helping people get back into the fight faster, then faster heals wouldn't really matter. You basically have that without having it. You pair up the healing drone with a flashpoint sort of ultimate and you would heal way faster than anyone should be able to, giving you a lot more options in fights. So yeah, this can't really be the final idea, but I think if Respawn were to take this and tweak it a bit, we could see Lifeline stepping into a more viable spot in the meta. Being able to heal and get back in the fight insanely quickly would be nice for a few edge fighting teams and someone that wants to play highly offensive with a nice support. But now, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with these changes or what would you like to see done to Lifeline. But I really hope that you all enjoyed this. It is a bit of a new style of video for this channel, so if you want to see more like this where we address other weak characters and go over what can be done to them, make sure to smash that like button. And if you guys want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to show that sub button some love as well. Thank you all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming, and I will see you in the next one.